The following is a presentation of Algonquin College Broadcasting.
Good evening and welcome to HotHouse. In the first term of Writing for Actors, students write a 10-minute play. This short play challenges the writer to squeeze all the features of a full-length play, the plot, the characters, the theme, into the short format. It's a challenging exercise, but with many festivals devoted to short-form writing, a 10-minute play is an essential component of the writer's portfolio. This evening, we bring you readings of 8 such plays by writers Carla Braga, Marzia Kayambi, Nicholas Bloom, Ola Hamuda, Shannon Anderson, Cassie Hope Aubin, Shweta Correa, and Jonathan Jeffrey. After the first 5 readings, we will have a short Q&A. I ask you to consider what stood out for you about the play. Was there anything that confused you? And if you have any questions for the writer. After the Q&A, we'll take a 10-minute break and return with the final 3 plays. Of course, HotHouse is usually a live event in a studio on the Algonquin campus. HotHouse Online is a bold experiment. I want to thank David Grieg, Faculty of Broadcasting, Vincent Sabarin, and all the students in broadcasting for guiding us through this new virtual territory. Thank you also to Dan Paladin, Academic Chair Media Studies, and Terry Loretto Valentic, Coordinator for Script Writing and Performing Arts, for their support for this event. And of course, I extend my thanks to Hannah Gibson Fraser, our HotHouse Artistic Director, a playwright and actor, a graduate of Algonquin College, and a professor in the Performing Arts program. Hannah has guided our actors through the rehearsal process. Thank you to everyone involved in HotHouse for your patience and your talent, and thank you to you, our audience, for joining us online for this presentation. And now I'll turn things over to HotHouse Artistic Director, Hannah Gibson Fraser.
Hi there. Thank you so much, Lori, for that wonderful introduction. Welcome everyone to our first ever live stream HotHouse event. I'm very grateful to be here. Each year, we have a series of staged readings for the script writing program's course, Writing for Actors. As an actor, we are informed about our character through dialogue, punctuation, grammar, tone, and overall rhythm of the piece. As writers, it's important to create distinctive voices that are separate from our own to allow for proper interpretation by the actors. Hearing it out loud allows the writer to notice things they wouldn't have otherwise picked up, allowing for growth of the play and character development. That is what makes HotHouse so special. The writers get to work with myself, as well as their peers, students, professionals, to bring these voices to life. This process takes place over 2 rehearsals with tight editing deadlines for the writers before the event. They get to see how their work is interpreted and presented, as well as see if what they were hoping for was translated by myself and the performers. Usually this event would take place, as Lori said, in our beloved and building studio, but given the restrictions on campus, the television broadcasting program has stepped up to the plate to make this event possible for everyone, and we are so incredibly grateful. Now, I cannot move on without introducing you the performers who have made this event possible by volunteering many hours in bringing these characters to life. First, I would like to welcome Vincent Valentino, local writer and filmmaker, Chantel Roy, local writer, actor, filmmaker, and alumni of script writing and performing arts here at Algonquin College. Next, I have Aria Ritanabong, current performing arts student, singer, dancer, and actor. Rosalia Red, performing arts graduate, singer, actor, and social media influencer. And last but not least, Xander Storm, performing arts graduate, actor, and social media influencer. Please, we do ask for the Q&A. There is a wonderful chat section on what you're viewing. We ask that you put the questions in the chat for the talk back with our actors. Once we're back from intermission, we'll go through the final shows. So I'd like to actually ask you, against before, to keep your devices on so that we don't lose you during the event. And now I would like to welcome our first playwright of the evening.
Hi everyone, my name is Carla Braga and my play is called Lola Goes Mainstream. It is about an artist fed up with her music partner questionable behavior, so she tries to convince him not to sign a very profitable record deal. Her intentions, however, are not as noble as she makes them appear. And here it is. I hope you enjoy it and thank you.
Scene 1. Lights up on a music studio. Lola Maria sits at a workstation desk staring at two large computer screens with headphones on. Behind her, there is an empty sofa and a mini fridge. Enter hipster musician Jacob Green.
Hey,
Oh, I didn't notice you were there. You're late.
what are you talking about? Your friend's only coming in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk to you before she arrives, remember?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sorry.
It's okay. So the thing is, I think that we shouldn't sign with the record label. At least not yet.
This again? Lola, I thought we'd agreed to sign the papers next Monday.
Yeah, but this is important.
Trust me. At first, I wasn't really keen on signing with such a big label like Electro Hook, but we're going to get rich.
All I'm asking is let's just wait until the release of our new album and we'll get even better offers. It's simple math.
But this is already a once-in-a-lifetime offer. Can't you see that?
There'll be more of them. We're about to blow up.
Well, you don't know that for sure. I mean, come on. Enough of this nonsense. How's the mixing going?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Now you're just being mean. Come on. You know I'd help you if I had any talent with that.
Yeah, but you never even tried.
I do a lot of work too, you know.
And what would that be?
I write most of our songs. I play the guitar.
Yeah, and I sing, I write, I play the keyboard, I do all the recording, all the post-production, post on our social media. Do you want me to go on?
All right. And that's why we need to sign with this label. We're overworked and way too big to handle everything by ourselves.
Never mind. I don't mind doing all of that.
Oh, come on. Cheer up. Besides, your friend's almost here.
That's okay. She knows.
I wonder if she's cute in person, as she is on her Instagram.
Seriously?
Yeah, what? We need to think about these things. Beauty sells and all that crap, you know.
Oh, wow. Now you want to help me with promotion? Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not bad ourselves, but a redhead on the album would make the band more attractive. Redheads are always cuter, right? I bet those old brats at the label will like that.
People are cute, and they'll have no say on this album, only with the next ones.
Geez, you're really in the mood today. What's going on?
You know, someone should bottle your self-esteem and sell it, really.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your ego. I'm tired of turning a blind eye to it because you're my friend. I'm tired of you taking advantage of our friends and of you not helping enough.
Hey, these girls come up to me. What is the problem with having a bit of confidence in myself?
Nothing when you have a reason to. As a woman, I wasn't taught to be proud of myself.
All right.
I still have marks of this upbringing in me. As for you, you're just proudly your average self. It's amazing, really.
You think I'm average?
I'm sorry, buddy. But you stopped trying to improve a long time ago. You play the guitar and you act like a musical genius, and just like everyone else, I believed you for a while. But after 6 years, I know I'm not a genius. But I try hard to get better. I really do, and it shows now.
All right. Is this about me not helping with the album mixing?
It's not just that. You have zero urge to improve as a musician, and you don't even care about how bad that looks or how I feel about it. I don't even get paid as much as you.
Yeah. I had no idea you felt that way. I thought you liked me. We're friends, right?
Of course.
What about the money?
Listen, it doesn't matter. I have to tell you
There
something
is a knock at
important.
the door. Lola gets up and opens the door. Enter Gabby.
Hi, guys.
Hey there.
Hi. It's nice to meet you. I'm Jacob, by the way.
Hi. Lola told me so much about you. I'm a big fan of both of you.
Thanks. Stay here.
So, Gabby, exciting, right?
I can already hear how well your voice will harmonize with the song.
Thanks for thinking of me for the song, guys. I can't wait to hear your solo album. When did you say it would be released? I could also help you with that.
Sorry, what?
That was not how I planned on bringing this up.
Are you signing some sort of solo deal without me?
Well, I tried to tell you a couple of times today.
Yeah, but when was that? Before or after you harassed me to not sign a deal together?
After?
I'm sorry. I thought he knew. You told me, so...
It's okay. It's okay. It was my mistake.
So, are you leaving the band?
No! We can still release the album independently, and I could convince them to sign you in the future. See, this could be great for both of us.
I don't know. I don't believe you, Lola. I mean, after all the shit we went through together, hell, after all the shit I got from you today.
I think I should go.
No, please stay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Please stay in here. Bear witness to the biggest betrayal of my life. God. You know, you have some nerve. You're trying to convince me to give up the deal to make it easier for you. Who are these guys, by the way?
IND Records.
Oh.
Yeah,
Shit.
how could I say no? And I can't have two record deals with two different labels, buddy. You know that.
Yeah. So you'll make me lose this opportunity?
Trust me, I didn't ask for it. They approached me out of nowhere. I asked if they didn't want to sign both of us, but they were only interested in me.
Yeah, but why didn't you say no to them? We already have an offer as a band anyway.
Ay,
How much are you getting from them? Well, I think Gabby should get going now.
Yeah, I really should. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry, Gabby. You know what? I should thank you. Actually, for telling me what's really going on.
Okay.
bye, Gabby. I'll catch up with you later, okay? Sorry about this.
Gabby exits.
I can't believe this is happening.
Listen, I wanted to tell you earlier.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, we're business partners. I mean, heck, we're friends. Well, you can't make these decisions alone. Can't believe that you'll leave me behind after all we've been through. I mean, I found you playing keyboard covers of Taylor Swift's songs in the most depressing pub downtown.
I'm not ashamed of that. I still think she has some great songs.
Well, better than yours for sure. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. You know, you're great. You're wonderful.
Jacob takes a bottle of Jack Daniels from the mini fridge.
All right. Care to join me?
Hell yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. I always thought that we would be in this for our entire lives. That we'd become rock stars together. You know, that two musical kindred spirits.
Buddy, this is not the end. We're still releasing our album together, and you can help me with my solo album. I'm sure I can convince them to bring you on board as a composer and band member for the tour.
A band member? Kidding me?
Yeah, they won't interfere with that. I'm sure, and after the new album, they'll be so impressed with you, they'll want to sign you as well.
You don't believe that. You know, neither do I.
Who knows?
Whatever. I mean, okay, I should have appreciated you more and have been less of a douchebag. Granted.
Yep. But I will never forget everything that you've done for me. Thank you. We'll make this work.
Yeah. I'll be fine.
He moves in for a kiss.
I'll be fine.
Whoa! What are you doing?
What? What? I thought we had a moment here.
How could you possibly think that? We are friends.
I know, but whatever. I should go. I should go. Right?
Yeah, you should.
Jacob finishes his drink in one gulp, grabs his guitar case, and goes to the door.
Do you think I could have Gabby's number, though?
No!
Cool.
Jacob exits, Lola goes to her desk and puts her headphones back on. End of play.
Hi. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, Marzia Kayambi couldn't join us live this evening. In the dog's house, as Shirley begins working in a new library, she and her colleague Doug start dating. However, does this relationship last once she learns more about Doug?
A library. Shirley looks for the spot to put a book back on.
Relationship, human growth. Here it is.
Doug enters. Shirley and Doug are on the opposite side of a bookshelf and do not see each other. Doug takes a book from the cart, lowers down, and tries to place it on the bottom shelf. He pushes all the books aside and suddenly sees Shirley's ankle.
Hey, Shirley.
Doug?
Yeah, I'm down here.
I thought it was your day off.
Well, I came to see you. So are you almost done?
Not quite. What section are you at?
Let me see here. I'm at the boring aisle. I think it's ethics or something. I don't know. Hey, Shirley. I love you.
Shh.
What?
I just got hired and started dating you. People don't need to know that.
Well, I want the whole world to know about us, Shirley.
My mom called me this morning and I told her about us.
You didn't. After I left your place last night, I was wandering in your neighborhood for the whole night.
Are you out of your mind? It was -40.
I know, but you're new to this city. We're used to the cold. Plus, that's what my dad did when he was dating my mom. It's in our blood to go crazy with love. Well, Shirley, will you move in with me?
Doug?
What? We're so good together. Can't you feel the chemistry?
Doug goes to embrace her. Shirley looks around to be sure no one is watching.
I just want to tell the whole world you're mine.
My sister knows about you too.
Now, why do you care what our colleagues would think about us?
There are some codes of conduct in this library. I don't want to look inappropriate. I always maintain a boundary between my personal and professional life. Once I saw you, I can't deny how much I wanted to hold your hands. Doug, are you okay? Why are you laying on the ground?
Ouch. Call the ambulance. I'm melting out of your love.
Sit up, you silly.
You're the sexiest Paige I've ever seen in my life.
A liar.
Don't laugh, I'm serious. The way you scan those books and shelve them. I just noticed how your bum moves up and down.
Shh.
Just come to my place tonight. I really want to cook for you.
Yeah, the craft dinner you made me last night was so yum, but you burnt my pan.
I did, didn't I? You know, you could punish me for the pan incident.
Maybe I will, you naughty boy.
So that means you're coming, right?
They kiss.
The clerks might look for us.
But they're in a meeting. We're good for 5 more minutes.
Okay, I'll park behind the mall, same spot. Just make sure you don't follow me to the car like yesterday. We will announce it to everyone later.
I can't keep up with your rules. I mean, can we go for some shopping before heading home, though? Literally, there's no food at my place. Besides, I need to feed my dog.
What? You have a dog? Oh my god, Doug has a dog!
Hey, that almost rhymes. Almost.
Tell me about him, please.
All right. Don't pressure me. I will.
I should have shown you my selfies with my Persian cat. She's with my parents now. I used to have a dog too. Do you have a picture of yours?
I mean, on my phone? No, I left it in my locker. Besides, I don't think I have any on there.
You must be kidding me. Half of my pictures are of my cat.
Yeah, but I was texting you so often that the clerks gave me an evil eye.
That's bad, Doug. You've got to be responsible at work.
Whatever. What are you, my mom, all of a sudden?
No. I'm just caring, you know. Tell me about your dog. I bet he's cute.
Yeah, he's all right, I guess. We play lots. But he's getting kind of weak. He's so whiny when I send him off to that shed at night.
Nice. You bought him a doghouse?
Well, not really a doghouse. There's this old shed in the yard which he sleeps in.
Oh, you said he doesn't like it when you send him there?
So where's the doggy?
Well,
Where's your dog?
Last year's Christmas party, he wandered off and we lost him. In the morning, I found him dead.
Jesus, that's bleak.
The cold killed him.
Doesn't sound like a tough dog. Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean. Well, you're gonna meet Jackson tonight, anyways. He's playful and just wants to stay in my warm bed.
Yeah, the shed must be cold, I suppose.
He's a dog, Shirley. Jeez.
Yeah, but he's flesh and bone, just like us. So many wild animals don't even survive in this cold.
What are you going on about?
I lost my best friend because of the cold. This city is famous for its harsh winters.
Whatever, just drop it. It's not that cold in that shed. Anyways.
Well, you said he wants to stay in your hot bed.
Yeah, but that's because I wanted to flirt with you.
Shh.
All right. Happy? Happy now?
Yeah, listen, Doug. You need to keep him inside in the winter. I know you think there are differences between humans and dogs, but they suffer from the cold. I've read about it, and you even said he's getting weak. Look, I'm trying to tell you what will happen to Jackson. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here. My dad used to take care of his dog the same way. I mean, I get that you have your opinions and everything, but this is my personal choice. This is my dog.
Yeah, but your personal choice is torturing him.
He's my dog, for God's sake. Are you, like, religious or something?
Wow. Being ethical is not about being religious. Doug, there are documentaries about this, and many animal services have started campaigns for raising awareness.
All right, what's going on here? I mean, I don't want to be rude, but are you, like, on your period or something? I mean, my mom was the same when she was...
It's a fact that your dog is freezing to death every night, Mr. Irresponsible. Poor Jackson
Shirley gets
loves
back to
you,
her.
and you're okay with him shivering in the cold. That says a lot about you. I should get back to the office.
Shirley.
No, it's time for my break. I'll see you later.
Doug watches her go. He lowers his head down and sighs. End of play.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicholas Bloom, and I wrote a play called That's What They All Say. It's a simple play about a young couple fleeing from an unknown enemy, only to find a new one at their hiding place, hiding from the same. I hope you enjoy it, and that's about all I got to say. Have fun.
Abandoned building, night. Erica and Will enter. Panicked, they block the door and hide.
Think they'll find us here?
Doubt it. They aren't bright.
What the hell are we gonna do? Everyone else is gone. Who's to say they won't get us?
Simple. We don't let them.
Christ, Will! Think for once in your life. We're gonna die here.
A loud bump is heard. Will immediately covers Erica's mouth with his hand.
Keep your voice down, will you? They'll find us.
We're gonna end up like everyone else.
Listen, we're not going to. Want to know why we aren't going to die? Because the moment they burst in there, I'm going to throw all this shit at them so they get confused. Then we're going to run like hell in the opposite direction till we get out of here. Then we'll find help and we'll get out of here safely. Then we can get married and find a nice place to live. Maybe in the country, okay? We're going to get out of here. We will.
I thought you hated the country.
I think I've had enough of the city. You okay now?
Yeah. I'm okay now.
Okay, good. Let's rest up a bit. We're gonna need our strength once we're ready.
You still got that chocolate bar on you?
I got it here.
Of course, it's a brand I hate.
I don't think brands matter right now.
Enter Ernest with the shotgun.
Hey, I'll tell you what matters to me, boy. Trespassing, that's what matters.
Oh, God!
Please, we don't want any trouble.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Listen, we needed to hide. They're hunting us.
Yeah. And how do I know you ain't one of them? I ought to shoot you full of holes just like you did her.
Oh, God!
Will leaps in front of Erica to shield her.
What's your name, boy?
I'm Will.
Hers?
Erica.
All right, what's your story?
We're just crazy kids out of college. Wanted to get married, see the world.
Yeah, it's not very imaginative, is it? 100 other couples with the same damn story.
Well, there's a good reason why.
All right, I'm listening.
Ernest lowers his gun.
So why are they after you?
Take one good look at us, and you'll see. What do they see? The color of our skin.
No surprise there. I guess this is a hideout for everyone then. Might as well make a sign.
You're hiding too.
Yeah.
So, you're trespassing then?
Yeah, I guess I am. Don't worry, Missy. I won't hurt you. Sorry I gave you a fright.
Why didn't you kill us?
Well, yeah. Well, I guess your fiancé there, he convinced me.
What?
Well, you see, they came after my wife and myself one night. It practically came out of nowhere, just out of the shadows. I grabbed my wife. They grabbed her. They killed her without a moment's hesitation. I didn't do a goddamn thing about it. I just sat there and watched as they beat the woman I loved to death. Before I even realized what was going on, it was too late. Jesus, so I just ran. I've been here 2 days now, pointing a gun at anything that moves. Then you schmucks walk in, and your personal hero there is ready to die for you. You know, well, I did nothing to save her.
Will puts a hand on his shoulder.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. You know, I couldn't pull the trigger even if I wanted to. I guess you're a better man than me, kid.
Loud banging is heard coming from the block door.
Shit!
We're gonna die!
We won't.
What?
Ernest picks up his gun and points it at the door.
You two go ahead. I'll hold them off.
They'll kill you.
I'm old, Will. I've lived long enough. Let me at least make up for my mistakes.
But
there's no arguing. Go. The 5th floor. There's a wooden bridge to the building next door. You'll find your way from there.
Thank you so much! Let's go.
Hey. If you ever have a kid, name him Ernest. Always wanted to be a namesake.
Yeah, I will!
Erica and Will run off, the pounding on the door getting louder as Ernest goes up to it, aiming his gun right at it. He fires off a round, pumping the gun again as he fires a second.
Come on, you assholes! Show me what you've got!
Ernest gets shot. 2 cops break down the door.
We got Ernest Caller. No sign of the other two. You're under arrest for cooperating with Russian spies.
Hey, don't you dare call my wife that, you sick son of a bitch!
Your wife was a criminal, Mr. Caller. So are you, and you helped escape. But don't worry, we'll find them. We find all the criminals.
Yeah, well, why don't you just lock yourselves up then?
We're not criminals, Mr. Caller.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Ernest quickly gets up and fires his shotgun, killing an officer. Cop 2 starts firing, killing Ernest.
Officer down. I repeat, officer down.
End of play.
I am all. I'd like to welcome you all here. It all starts when Rachel and Mark each get on a cruise ship with the mindset to have. Little do they know what a second encounter with the past could bring out. I hope you enjoy it.
Scene 1. Mark and Kira arrive on deck with their luggage at the beginning of the cruise before the ship sails.
This is so exciting! The weather is perfect. I can't wait to sail.
That's cool. Hold on, I gotta send this message. Yeah. Let's find our cabin.
Kira hands him their boarding passes.
All right, 241. That's on the upper level somewhere. Let's get going, Kira.
No, wait. I want to have a tour first. Come on, let's look around.
Babe, I know this ship by heart. You go ahead. Here, let me take your suitcase with me. Now you're free. See you in the cabin. Don't get lost, all right?
Okay. Oh, just look at that. I love it. It's so huge.
From behind, Rachel approaches pulling her luggage. Larry walking towards her and stops.
Excuse me, would you happen to know where the deck bar is?
I have no idea. It's the first time I've ever been on one of these cruise ships.
That's lovely. I'm sure you're gonna have a splendid time. It won't be your last.
They start to leave.
Say, what would you care for a welcome drink? Or would I be keeping you from your family?
Oh, no. I'm on my own. I have no family. I'm here, on this cruise.
Oh, super! I mean, I was kind of looking forward to meet someone nice, someone as interesting as you seem. Would you mind if I escort you?
Not at all. That's so nice of you. What's your name?
I'm Larry. And you?
Rachel. What do you do, Larry?
You could say I'm an English literature professor. Well, a former one.
You don't teach anymore?
Their voices fade away while the ship's siren sounds, signaling its departure from the docks. Scene 2. The ship's ballroom, a live band is playing. Mark and Kira are seated alone at the front of a long table. Kira is happily swaying to the music while following the dance floor. Mark is squinting at his phone. Rachel and Larry enter and look around to find an empty table. Larry points at the where Mark and Kira.
There, we could share with that couple.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Kira eyes them as they get closer, but Mark takes no notice.
Excuse me, would you mind?
No.
Larry seats Rachel beside Kira, and he sits beside Mark. The two couples watch the dance floor. Larry notices Kira swaying in her seat and smiles.
Besame mucho, como si fuera la última vez. Baby, your messages can wait. Let's dance, come on!
Just a sec. Okay. I'll be there. Hold on.
Are you two on your honeymoon?
Oh, God, no. Did you hear that, Mark?
Yeah. Hey, nosy lady, why don't you go dance instead? Take my place.
Mark? Mark Simon.
Rachel Young? Rachel Young. Oh my God, Rachel, of course it's you. God, I'm sorry.
So you do remember me.
Yeah, it's been like, what, 20 years, even more? We must have really been in love for me to remember like that.
You were the love of my life, Mark. You really broke my heart, you bastard.
Ah, Jesus. You never forgave me?
Never, ever.
Hey, would y'all mind? This young lady needs to dance, and I can't keep her waiting.
Go ahead, go on.
I'll be back. You get those historical bloopers of yours fixed.
She immediately heads out dancing ahead, and Larry happily follows.
Huh. That's a burden off my shoulder, I guess.
Why are you two together if you don't love her? She seems a little, you know.
Possessive of my credit cards. Yeah, that's how you get love these days.
That's no love. Nothing like what we had.
Yeah, what we had was priceless, though.
Such a shame.
Yeah, it is. Listen, I hate this place. Why don't we go up on deck? I need fresh air.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
Scene 3. Hours have passed. On deck at night, the bright lights have faded, and the sound of the sea is heard clearly. Mark and Rachel are standing by the rails, looking at the dark waters and black sky stretching out in front of them. A half moon is seen far away with minimum glow. Their hair and clothes catch the breeze as they gaze into space.
Do you know how many times I've fantasized that we meet again and somehow we magically work it out and get married? Do you think it's too late?
It's always too late. I don't know. What do you think? What brings you on this cruise, anyways? What about that young guy you're with?
No, no. I just met him this morning. I'm actually happy to get acquainted so soon on the trip. I was afraid I'd spend it alone.
Hmm.
It's been so lonely since my husband died. Not that I was very happy with him either.
Yeah, but at least you were married. You had someone to go home to, whether you cared for him or not. He was there for you in all your ups and downs.
What has become of you, Mark? You were against marriage all the way. You always said you're free as a bird, remember?
Yeah, I remember. Well, I guess bird life doesn't fit me anywhere. I'm tired. I'm just exhausted, you know? I keep yearning to go home, whatever that means. You know what I mean?
I'm listening.
Yeah, home in the emotional sense, though. I've been in and out of casual relationships ever since I left you. Years and years of picking only a few good times in the relationship. I only live the beginnings, the sparks, the attractions, and the magnetic moments. I snatch those in my grip and hold on to them really tight. Yeah. So many of them I've had, but then I quickly let them run off before things get ugly. Just leave. That's what I do over and over again. That's all I'm good for. You know what it really feels like? It's as if I live on this timeshare all year round. 1 week here, 2 there, maybe a month if I really like the place, but always on the move. Timeshares they take me to so many different, beautiful, lovely places, you see, but none of them are my own. None of them is home.
Wow. What a life, Mark. I feel for you. You know, you don't need to live like that forever. I actually pictured you having a blast. I was so bitter and I couldn't let go of you. And not even when I was married. The times we spent together, the laughs we had, even the scent of our embraces. At times, I used to tell myself, this isn't love, Rachel. This is just an obsession. You have to get over it. Get on with your life. I did get on with it. Now I don't think there's too much left of it. Why don't you come home with me, Mark? You know, we could actually live that fantasy of mine after all. I have a cozy place. It's nice and homey. I can provide you with all the love and warmth we both missed.
I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. I would never do that to you, Rachel. Not again. You're too precious for me to mess up. These memories are too precious.
You won't. That's what I'm telling you. With me, it's going to be different. You won't be on timeshare. We'll be together for life.
For life. It's too late. It's too late. I'm not capable of that anymore. It's become an addiction. And that's the catch. I've tried and tried to settle with several nice women. They were nice. They were all amazing people. But the urge to move on always overcomes me. And believe me, it's not without pain that I do it. Actually, it is bitterly tearing me apart. Each one of these women had something special that I liked and something that I actually miss. And sometimes I try to find it all over again.
Nope. I am sure that none of them was a good fit for you. It was them. They failed to contain you and to fill you. You are only to blame for not going for the right choices. I mean, that girl downstairs?
Yeah, but that's just a facade. I mean, Rachel, you and I know that. Come on. You know how I handle my grief, my remorse? I only pick up girls who are after my money, so it doesn't hurt as much when they leave, when I leave, when it ends.
I don't get it. How can you have all these women in your life and still claim to be lonely? I don't believe it. Why do you have to smear yourself so much in front of me? Have I threatened you that much that you want to scare me off?
I'm not the guy for you, Rachel. I don't think I ever was. You know, I'm no good.
You know what? Suddenly, I see the privilege I've had. I am so grateful and proud I haven't lost control like you have. Yes, I was obsessed for a long time, but I got out of it on my own 2 feet. I still respect myself and value my life. I also believe that I deserve to be appreciated even more than my late husband did. You know what? I'd rather stay single and be on my own forever.
Oh, thanks for understanding. Thank you, Rachel.
For what? For calling you a loser?
No. It's for the most sincere conversation I've had in a long time. You're a genuine friend. I think you're a genuine person. Someone I can finally trust to be sincere with, at least. I mean, what are these people I've surrounded myself with? You know, I'm not going back. I'm not going back with Kira. I don't want any of this. God, I'm so sick of this.
Oh, Mark. My Mark.
They hug affectionately. End of play.
Hi everyone, so I'm Shannon Anderson and my play is Us Girls. My play is about a woman named Catherine who is sitting at a table at a coffee shop talking on the phone with a friend. She witnesses a man getting verbally aggressive with a girl and decides to step in. Anyways, please enjoy.
Lights up on a quaint coffee shop in Ottawa. There are a few tables, but all are full. Catherine Caraway sits at a table with her lunch and paperwork in front of her as she talks on the phone. There's a bit of a line at the cash, with barista Tag running around taking and making orders. Sean Briggs walks in and gets in line behind Katie Norris.
I know. I meant to come last weekend, but I just couldn't get away from work. They need me. It was very important. I can't just book time off like that. I know she only gets one baby shower, but it's not my fault I couldn't get away. I don't know how many times I can say I'm sorry.
He taps Katie on the shoulder.
Hey there, beautiful. Do you need any help holding those books? You look pretty weak. They're pretty heavy for you, like a little lady like yourself.
I'm okay. Thank you, though.
She turns back around and continues looking at the menu overhead.
I insist you let me hold them while you order. Come on.
He steps forward and tries to grab her books. She resists.
Can you please?
Can you give me a second? I think something's happening in the lineup here.
Can you please stop? I said no, and that means no. There's no secret meaning behind it.
All right, geez, listen up already. I was just trying to help. Oh my God, what a bitch.
Excuse me? What did you just say? Did you seriously just call me a bitch? For not wanting you, a stranger, to hold my books? Seriously?
Yeah, I did. I was just trying to be a nice guy. I wasn't flirting or anything.
I never accused you of flirting. It was a nice offer, and I said no. What don't you get?
Yeah, you're just mad because I said I wasn't flirting. You wish I was. Yeah, what the fuck are you laughing at? You know, you can never get all this. I'm way too good for you.
You could literally be my dad.
What'd you just say to me? What?
Katie doesn't turn around. Ignoring him, he taps her on the shoulder again. She still faces forward.
Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you. Hey.
I'm gonna have to call you back.
She hangs up the phone and stands up from her seat, approaching the man. She steps between him and Katie.
Excuse me, sir. Would you please leave this young lady alone?
Who do you think you are, the manager? Let me guess, you're her mother. All right.
I am neither of those, actually. I'm a customer just like you, but unlike you, I don't verbally attack people half my age.
Yeah. She'd be lucky to have you. She would be lucky to have me. I mean, you know, you're just like her, jealous of what you can't have. I would never go for you anyway. You're way too old for me.
I'm too old for you. Please, I am definitely younger than you. I am also a successful woman who's actually married. Thank you very much. So even if I was single, I would never go for a disgusting pig like you who hits on a woman and becomes aggressive and insulting when she declines. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get the barista here to handle the rest of this situation.
She steps aside and raises her hand to try to get the barista's attention. Sean steps in front of her, blocking her from the barista's view.
Oh, do you think you can intimidate me from backing off? Not likely.
Catherine moves over and Sean follows her movement. Katie raises her hand and is able to get the attention of barista Tag.
Excuse me. This man here is being very aggressive with this woman and myself. Are you going to do anything about it?
Barista Tag looks over and sees Sean getting uncomfortably close.
Oh, of course. Excuse me, sir. Could you please leave these women alone, or I'm going to have to ask you to leave?
What? Hey, I'm not the problem here. These bitches are just freaking out because I'm trying to be a nice guy. This isn't my fault.
Even if that was not your intention, that's not how it came across. Now, either leave them alone or I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Oh, whatever. What are you going to do if I don't?
I will call the police. Would that make you leave? Don't cause a scene and just go.
Whatever. Fine, I will. I don't even like this place anyways. Hey, everyone, leave this place. You know, they blame the nice guy here for everything, apparently.
He bumps into Katie as he turns to leave, knocking her on the ground.
Hey! Stop! Come back! Someone stop him!
No one moves, and Sean continues out the door.
Are you okay?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you for stepping in for what you said. Although, I'm sure he would have backed down. It was nice to have some support.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to see anyone treating my daughter that way.
I am so sorry about that, you two. We usually don't have losers like that coming in here. We pride ourselves on knowing our store is a safe place. Could I offer both of you some free drinks? What's your drink of choice?
Yes, we will. I'll take a black coffee, thanks.
Make that 2, please. Would you like to come and sit down at my table for a bit?
I'd love that, thanks.
Barista Tag hands them their drinks, and they make their way to the table.
Thank you again. Not sure if I would ever have the guts to do what you did, standing up for some stranger like that.
Us girls gotta stick together. I've experienced my fair share of creeps. Some aggressive like him and some not.
I just don't understand what goes through their minds when they do things like that. How do they think that's okay? The way he pushed me right there, too. Even though he was getting aggressive, I didn't think he would actually try to harm me.
He had no right to treat you that way. I heard the whole confrontation. You were able to hold your own. These types of men just think that they have the right to treat us as less of a human than them. I don't get it either.
I mean, look at my outfit. I'm wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. My hair's a mess. I don't know how I could look any less appealing to another right now.
As much as they like to blame their actions on our attire, that has nothing to do with it. You shouldn't have to worry about what you wear or how a man is going to react to it. When I was a teen, I was walking to the bank in an outfit much similar to yours, and I still got catcalled just the same. It just doesn't matter.
Both of them sit there in a moment of silence.
Anyway, I'm glad you were here. I don't think anyone else would have stepped in. I mean, did you see the way they just stood there after he pushed me as if nothing happened? There were people in that line who were bigger than he was and could have done something, but they just stood there. Brutal.
Some people just see it as something that isn't their problem, so why should they have to deal with the consequences of it?
That's fair enough, I guess. They don't want to put themselves at risk of, for some stranger. At least one person did that for me. I guess I should get going. I've got a ton of studying to do for my exam tomorrow, so...
Wait, I don't think I even got your name. I'm Catherine.
Oh, I'm Katie. Again, thank you for everything, including this talk.
Again, it was my pleasure. Actually, wait a second. Take this. It's my number. If you ever need someone to talk to, do not hesitate to call or text.
Thank you. How will you remember me, even?
Oh, trust me, I have a knack for remembering people. Please take it, call me, or don't. Entirely up to you.
Thank you. I will. Bye.
Goodbye, Katie.
Katie
Whew.
exits.
Wow, what an eventful lunch break that was. Hey, sorry I had to cut you off earlier. About last weekend, I am really sorry. I need to make time for those girls' nights. This weekend sounds great. I will see you then. Okay, bye.
End of play.
Thank you so much, actors and writers, for the first 5 shows of our evening. So at this time, I do request that everyone watching, there is a chat online. Please, if you have any questions for the playwrights, please put it in there. Lori is going to field a question and answer, and I'll pass that over to you, Lori.
Okay, so first up we have Carla Braga. If Carla wants to come on, and we'll see if we have a few questions coming your way, Carla. I had asked our audience if they would think about what they really liked, what was positive, things that jumped out at them, and then if they had any questions to ask our playwright, and then anything particular that they just wanted to ask about, or if there was something that kind of confused you, because these are plays in the early stages. So I'm going to start off by just asking Carla about your obvious fascination with the music business, because there's it's coming through now. There's a lot of detail. So are you a musician?
No, not at all. But I'm a huge music fan. I think you can see my vinyl over there.
Yeah.
And my partner is also a musician. He's a bass player and guitar player. And I just love music, and everything that I write has something related with music somehow.
Okay. So is this an experience that you think is, first of all, it seems very realistic, as has been noted already. Is this kind of something people should expect in the music business, that there's always going to be these rivalries, that there's always going to be, people have to make a choice, and you're constantly sort of judging who you're with because your future is going to depend on them, and then you get a chance. So do you feel that it sounds like you might be kind of immersed in the kinds of things that go on in the music business, that it's sort of saturating your thinking? Do you feel that this is where artists are being challenged a lot?
Yeah, I think those men members, they're together for so many years, so eventually there's going to be some drama and some egos, so I can see that happening. I guess the music, not just music industry, the entertainment industry is such a dark place sometimes, so there is like space for a lot of conflicts. And I do read a lot about bands that I like, and I often see and discover some conflicts happening, and that's probably from where the idea came to me. Yeah, it just came randomly. And here it is.
So I'll just get one more thing that was coming through this idea of your main character, your female protagonist, is a woman. And that's a slight shift, seeing this kind of rivalry play out where the woman is the one getting the offers and the guy is the one who has to settle. Is that something you see happening now in the music business, with women sort of taking the lead?
Yeah, I think not just in the music industry, you see women taking the lead in so many different aspects of their lives, right? So I think everything that I write is from a woman's perspective, and I want to see women being awesome and just winning in life. So that's probably why Lola is the one that gets the offer. Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to show that she's a hard worker, and yeah, she's getting like results from that.
Great. Okay, Carla.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. That's great. We're going to move on now. Marzia is the writer of The Dog's House, and she can't make it online for us. We haven't received an indication that she has been able to join. There were some technical issues. So if you have a question or a comment about her play, please put it in the chat. We'll be able to visit up with those later, and that would be great because feedback is fantastic for our writers. So I'll bring on Nick of That's What They All Say. Nick, if you could come on, let's see, what have I got? Fascination with apocalyptic themes and the mystery about it. This idea that we sort of know what's going on, but don't quite know what's going on. Were you playing with this balance of how much you would tell and how much you would keep back from the audience?
That was the hardest part of writing this. Like, very much trying to tell, like, what was, like, how much do I tease, like, it's zombies is the tease, or how much do I tease it's, like, cops and robbers thing, and it was very hard to tell. Like, what lines, like, I kept trying to refer to them as, like, they and them, and, like, not specifically say, like, what the reason was and whatnot, just, like, because if it's zombies, then they have no reason, they just eat things.
Okay, so it seems that balance of going back and forth is something that you really did get into the script because that mystery came across. Let's see, I'm not seeing a lot of other happening, but I think that it looks like you really successfully got in that idea of keeping us on our toes, trying to figure out what's going on. Do you see yourself expanding on this? Do you see this becoming a larger play?
No, no, not particularly. I kind of just wrote it as like an in thing. A lot of it is very much like just random ideas I had. I think like stories like that are kind of already perfectly done in stuff like 1984 and Brazil and whatnot. So like there's already like perfect renditions of that type of thing out there. And it's like I don't need to touch on it. It was just a short thing.
Okay. I think though that you might have been a little more successful in creating that sort of sense of tension and mystery, and that's great. Okay, fantastic, Nick. So let's see, Ulla. Do we have Ulla with cruising the romance aboard ship? This is interesting. Is this based on a true story? Did you either expect, maybe you were on a cruise you haven't yet told us about, Ola. Did you see this? Did you hear about this? Obviously it strikes somebody as pretty real.
Well, sorry that you think that way, but it's not in that case.
Okay.
I've just seen a lot of men who have had a lot of casual relationships, and they enjoy it a lot during their young years, but then after they grow up, they kind of think, what have I been missing? And when they remember they had special girls in their lives and they had just run away from them so as not to get entangled in something forever. It's kind of girls themselves who have been so much in love with them. So it's like trying to balance between the fun they had when they were young and the missing of things when they grow up that they haven't had a home to go to.
Okay. Now I've got a question coming through, and this is kind of the flip side of things. You're talking a lot about Mark and him going through this transition, this change of life experience, deciding that an old love is the one he suddenly wants again. But did you consider the effect of Mark ditching Kira on this cruise ship?
Well, she was just one of many, so that wasn't a big deal for him.
Oh gosh, poor Kira. I wonder if she thinks of herself as one of many.
Yeah.
Okay. So last question to you, Ula. Why a cruise ship? I suppose this could have happened in a lot of settings. Was there a particular reason you chose a cruise ship
Yeah, I
compared to,
chose
say, a
it because
nightclub?
yeah. Well, I thought it would be nice because it's kind of symbolic that a cruise ship goes from one place to another, and it's kind of floating around like they float around in their relationships. So that's why I chose a cruise ship.
Okay, great. Thank you. It kind of traps people as well. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ola. Okay, so
Thank
we'll bring up
you.
our last writer, Us Girls. So we have Shannon. I think Shannon's here. Great.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Shannon. Great. Okay, so I'm just looking to see what I've got here. On the positive comment, a talk about female solidarity. That came across really clearly. So I sometimes I get the same question. People are curious if these are based on on a true encounter, something you witnessed at a coffee shop, or maybe something you did.
No, not exactly. I've tried to take the theme of bystander intervention and bring it to life, not based on a true story, but based on maybe type of comments that I have heard from stories from friends or that have been said to myself. So the scenario itself hasn't happened to me, but things along those lines have happened to myself and like other women in my life. So
Yeah. What do you think is the effect on a woman if they encounter something like this? What do you think is the effect on Catherine after this intervention? Do you think it does something to change her, or even the change of the young woman that she intervenes on behalf of? Because this is a fairly significant event to take place between two strangers.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty significant for Katie, the girl who the incident happens to, just because she sees that there's someone who's a complete stranger to her who would stand up for her in a scenario, and maybe it would make her want to do that for someone else. So I feel like it could be a chain reaction for people.
Okay. So this whole sense of female empowerment is it actually is transformational. And would you consider taking that further in further developing this theme of the play, or?
Yeah, maybe in like a whole different story, because I feel like this incident is a 10-minute play incident, but I would definitely take this theme and make it longer for sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting because the 10-minute play format enables you to explore a theme, but often the 10-minute play is done. The actual characters, those characters, that plot, you're finished with that, but it is an opportunity to explore a theme. So thank you very much, Shannon.
Thank you.
Thank you to our audience and people posing questions. And now I believe that we are going to break for a 10-minute intermission, and then we'll be back with our final 3 plays of the evening. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cassie Hope, and my play is called Tag You're It. It follows two sisters, Kara and Zoe, as they discover who they are through their relationship to each other and a childhood game of tag. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy.
An empty stage. Two sisters, Zoe and Kara, sit next to each other cross-legged on the ground.
Want to play hide and seek?
We played hide and seek 5 times today.
Come on, I want to play.
Okay, fine. You count, I'll hide.
1, 2, 3. I was in grade 3. 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hey, you're a cheater.
I am not a cheater.
Yes, you are. You peeked.
I didn't peek. I peeked. 8. I was 8 years old. Do you know how to spell precision? I do. Not that my grade 3 teacher knows that. 9. I got 9 out of 10 on my final. Out of 10 on my final spelling test. The word that I missed? Precision. How ironic. 9 out of 10. I've never gotten 9 out of 10 spelling test in my life. I had a perfect spelling record. Thank you very much. I was sitting in class, minding my own business, spelling the words as my teacher called them out.
Eminent.
E-M-I-N-E-S-C-E.
Triumph.
T-R-I-U-M-P-H.
Precision.
P-R-E-C-I-S-I. Oh no. I peeked. I looked over and I saw it. Precision. Written on the page of the boy sitting next to me. He was right. I knew that because I had a perfect spelling record. I knew how to spell precision, but I had peeked. And now I was stuck in a major predicament. P-R-E-D-I-C-A-M-E-N-T. Do I leave the correct answer and let the guilt eat away at me forever? I should have. After all, I knew the answer. I hadn't meant to peek. I erased my answer and wrote a new one. P-R-E-S-I-Z-I-O-N. I knew it was wrong. Precision. There goes my perfect spelling record. I am not a cheater. Eight, 9, 10. Ready or not, here I come.
Kara jumps up and runs over to the side of the room. She stops and faces the wall. Zoe stands up on the opposite side of the room, facing Kara.
What time is it, Mr. Wolf?
It's 6 o'clock.
Zoe takes 6 steps towards Kara.
What time is it, Mr. Wolf?
2 o'clock.
Zoe takes 2 steps towards Kara.
What time is it, Mr. Wolf?
Kara spins around to face her sister.
It's time to grow up.
What?
It's time you started acting your age.
Kara freezes as Zoe turns and speaks to the audience.
My age? I'm not sure I know what that is. I'll be 12 next week, but I've been 35 for 4 years. You know how grown-ups always talk about how hard life is, how much they wish they could go back to the carefree freedom of childhood, how much harder it is to be an adult? Well, I don't believe that. I think they're lying. It seems to me that adulthood is the real freedom, and I mean real adulthood, not the fake kind that they try to prepare you for with their stupid life lessons and responsibilities. No, the real adulthood isn't about responsibilities. Us kids have those too. It's about agency, autonomy, freedom. Sure, you have to work and pay bills and look after your house and kids and buy groceries all the time, but none of that matters because you get to make your own decisions. No one can tell you what to do, except maybe your boss, but that's only like a few hours a day, right? And then you go home and you don't dread walking through the front door because you know exactly what's going to happen. No one's going to be there to yell at you or push you around or make you deal with all the things they don't want you to do themselves. If anyone tries, you could tell them to screw off and move on. That's freedom. My dad jokes that I've been 35 since I was 8. He's missing the point. I didn't get to be 8 because I was forced to be 35. I didn't have a choice. Maybe when I'm really 35, I can choose to be 8.
Kara unfreezes and runs past Zoe, who runs after her. They both reach the wall and touch it at the same time.
I win!
No, you didn't!
Yes, I did. I got here first.
I was born first.
Born first? Talk about a head start. I came this close. Like when there's only one slice of pizza left and you both spot it at the same time and you race across the kitchen only for the other person to get there right before you do. I'm always this close, only to be left with the boring leftovers for lunch. You know what? That's a good analogy. I'm like lunch. Very boring, very forgettable, usually a leftover. No one cares about lunch. People pass it over, opting for coffee instead. People underestimate lunch. But Zoe is like the snack you make when you sit down to watch a movie. Or the ice cream Coke that your parents promised to buy you on the way home from the park in the middle of summer. No, wait. I got it. Zoe's birthday cake. Everyone likes birthday cake. And they're covered in elaborate decorations that you think you could possibly be edible, but they are. The kind of cake that is so cool, it becomes the center of attention. And everyone stops to take pictures and talk about how pretty it is. And no one wants to eat it because it's so pretty. But eventually they do. And even when it's all cut up and ugly, everyone still talks about it because it's like the most delicious thing they've ever tasted. Yeah, that's Zoe. A big, pretty, over the top, stupidly perfect birthday cake. I could have been birthday. But Zoe already existed. So now I get to lunch. And no matter how hard it tries, lunch will never be cake.
Kara turns back to Zoe, who is no longer frozen.
Fine. You got here first. You win again. Like always.
What?
Nothing. Want to play again?
I'm bored of this game. Let's play tag.
1, 2, 3.
Not it! Ah.
You're it.
Kara runs away. Zoe turns to the audience.
I'm it. Figures. I'm always it. Why am I always it? Always the one to be it. To help everyone, to fix everything. Have you ever felt like you were just a dumping ground for everyone else's problems? Like no one even knows you exist until they need a favor? You know, I never even realize it until I'm halfway through some elaborate favor for someone who wouldn't even give me the time of day. And now I have to chase them around, hoping for a tiny bit of validation. Because I am it.
Zoe chases Kara around the room for a few moments, eventually tagging her.
Tag, you're it!
Zoe runs away, freezing at the edge of the room.
I'm it? I've never been it before. I'm not sure I know what to do. I've seen plenty of other people be it. Even thought about what it might be like if I was it. But I've never actually been it before. I guess I've always been the other guy. What do you call him? The one that's not it. You see, not everyone can be it because then the game wouldn't work. The it has to chase someone or else it's no fun. There's no point. There has to be another guy. Well, that's me. Not it.
Kara, you're it! Come on! Just be the best it you can be.
End of play.
You need to go sit at the table.
Hello everyone, my name is Shweta Korea and my play is called Melting the Icy Heart. So the gist of it is Annika breaks her engagement to Yash and without giving a valid reason. When Yash finds out about Annika's situation, he confronts her but is met with indifference. Can the relationship survive this ordeal? So that's the summary. Thank you so much.
A tastefully furnished cafe. Annika and Yash are sitting across each other. They are both well dressed in business suits. Annika slides a small velvet box towards Yash.
I'm returning this.
So, in other words, you want to cancel the wedding?
Yes, I do.
May I know the reason?
I do not think we are compatible.
Tell me the real reason.
That is the real reason.
You are really cold, Annika. Why do you hide your feelings?
Feelings are for the weak.
I know this marriage was arranged, but I thought we had a connection.
Love cannot be cannot be forced. I tried to love you, but I just couldn't feel anything.
But I just need more time. We could postpone the wedding.
I have thought this over. This cannot work.
That will be a problem, since I have fallen for you.
Feelings change. Don't waste yours on someone who can't return them.
Drop the act, Annika. I know you hide your true yourself under your icy demeanor.
This isn't a melodrama. Stop being so dramatic.
I will find out the real reason.
There is no other reason.
That's what you want me to believe. And I don't believe you.
Believe what you want. Sentimental fool.
Annika grabs her bag and leaves. Scene 2. Annika is sitting on the bed in hospital clothes, looking out the window. Yash enters.
You thought you could hide this from me?
I knew you would find out, but I wasn't bothered by it.
But why didn't you tell me?
Because it wasn't necessary.
I know you were trying to spare my feelings.
I don't have any feelings.
You are still so stubborn.
And you are still an emotional fool.
You seem to have accepted your fate.
My heart was dead anyways.
Your heart is weak, not dead.
It's the same thing. It will stop functioning soon.
Not if you get a transplant.
You think it's that easy to find a match?
You will get through this.
Forget about me. I'm a ticking time bomb.
Which could be diffused.
It can't be at this point. The explosion will kill you with me.
You won't die.
What are you gonna do? Give me your heart?
If I need to.
There you go with your sentimental crap. Stop it. It's nauseating.
I am not bluffing.
Go away now. I can't stand to look at you.
I will go for now, but I will be back.
Yash leaves the room. Scene 3. Lights up on the hospital room. Annika is sitting alone on the bed. Kavita enters looking frantic.
What's wrong, Mom?
I have some bad news.
No news is bad news to me anymore. I don't care what happens around me. I will be gone from the world.
Yash met with an accident.
What? How?
I don't know the details yet, but apparently his condition is serious.
What are his chances of survival?
Doctors are still unsure. He's under observation.
A nurse enters with a notepad.
Congratulations. We found a donor for you.
Really? Oh, that is great news!
Wait, who's the donor?
I'm sorry, but the information is confidential.
That's fine. God bless the person and may they rest in peace.
Well, since time is very short, we could do the transplant today.
Please do. You will be saved now, Annika.
Wait. I can't go through with this. I need to know the donor's name.
No. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that's not possible, ma'am. Please, if you could just sign this consent form.
I refuse. I need to know about my donor first.
Stop it, Kanika. Sign it now. Okay. The donor is already dead, ma'am. I'm sorry. But, you can't let You can't let their death be in vain.
Can you at least tell me it's not Yash?
Yash, I'm not familiar with that name. I'm sorry.
The patient from the accident.
Well, I mean, you must understand this is a big hospital, ma'am. I'm not aware of all the patients' records here, unfortunately. Please, you must sign it, ma'am.
Annika takes the notepad with shaking hands and signs it.
Here.
Oh, this is good. Okay. Now, the transplant will take place in 2 hours. So what I'll do is I'll bring you the meds you need before surgery, if that works with you.
Annika is still shaking. She gives a small nod and the nurse exits. Kavita goes over and gently touches her shoulder.
What's wrong, dear? What's wrong, dear?
Are you sure it isn't Yash?
Yes, dear, I'm sure. They need to test the heart for compatibility first.
I still don't feel very good.
Oh, honey, it's okay. Everything will be fine.
Scene 4. Lights up on the hospital room. Annika is sleeping on the bed with tubes and wrist restraints attached to her. She wakes up and looks around. The nurse enters.
You finally woke up? The surgery
How
was
long was
very
I out?
successful. Well,
How long was I?
you were out for about a day. Now, I can remove the restraints, but please don't move too much.
The nurse removes the wrist restraints. Annika glances at the side table where a folded piece of paper lies.
What's this?
I don't know. I haven't seen that before.
Can you hand it to me?
Of course, of course. You can, yeah, read it, but please don't do anything strenuous.
Can you leave me alone for a moment?
Of course, of course. Ring the bell if you need anything.
She opens the letter.
Dear Annika, I am sorry if I am not by your side when you wake up. However, I'm always beside you. I told you, you will survive. I love you, Yash.
No! 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 No, it can't be! Yash, why? Why, you fool! Why did you do it?
Yash enters, arm in a cast, and goes to her bedside.
Annika, what's wrong? Are you alright?
You're alive!
Yes, I am. What's wrong? Are you hurting somewhere?
What's the meaning of this?
I have been by your side ever since I got this charge. I left the letter just in case I wasn't here when you woke up.
You fool! Did you have to be so ambiguous about it? Couldn't you have written that you just stepped out and we'd right back? I thought you were my donor.
I am so sorry. Guess I should have been more clear.
Why did you do it? Don't scare me like that again.
Sorry.
You're still laughing. After making me worry. I would hate you if I could.
Sorry, Annika, but I'm glad to see your emotional side. Guess this experience melted your icy heart.
No. My donor must have just been an emotional person.
You still won't admit it.
I admit that I love you, but don't expect anything else.
They gently embrace.
Sentimental fool.
End of play.
Yeah.
I'm Jonathan Jeffrey. I write comedy and satire. My play is called Dead Crowd, and it's about two musicians who are backstage when they realize that something is off about the audience they're about to play for. The crowd appears dead, but not in a quiet way. Thank you. I hope you enjoy.
Alex sits on a couch, idly strumming a bass guitar. He flicks his long hair out of his eyes and sings a loud song under his breath. He is distracted by the sound of running as Pat enters.
Dude.
Alec.
Whoa. Dude. Hey, not saying dude is a serious sign of undude times, man. What's going on?
Okay, so you know how the manager told us the crowd tonight was somewhat dead?
Yeah. Something along those lines. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
He wasn't kidding.
About what?
The crowd is dead. Not somewhat, but entirely.
Pat, dude, we've played for dead crowds before. We'll warm them up.
Alec, they're quite literally dead.
What? What do you mean dead? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Dead.
No, look, you stupid idiot. The entire audience is ghosts and skeletons and zombies and vampires. And shit, it smells fucking awful.
Dude, chill, man. Listen, I'll go take a look. Because you're bothering me, all right?
Alec pulls himself up from his reclining position on the sofa and slowly saunters over to the curtain.
I wouldn't have to bother you if you'd actually listen, for Christ's sake.
Alec pokes his head out to survey the audience and is immediately surprised. The sounds of ghostly wailing, undead groaning, and skeletal rattling can be heard loudly until Alec closes the curtain.
Pat.
See?
Yeah, this is seriously an undude moment.
I know, right? What the fuck are we supposed to do when the crowd is literally dead?
Yeah, what song are we going to play, though?
What do you mean, what song are we going to play?
Well, I mean, what song do you think they're going to like? I mean, Grateful Dead, granted, right? But there's a lot of ghosts out there, though. You think we should get like a spirit medium or something? Hey, do they do music? I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about? We should be calling the army right now. Not fucking Miss Cleo.
Huh. But they're not doing anything, dude. I mean, yeah, it smells like gross out there, but, I think your apartment's a lot worse. But think about it. Think about it. We can be the first band ever to play corpses.
What are you even saying? The first band to play for corpses? Even if we decided to play, which I may add is a stupid option, they hate us.
Yeah, but you don't know that, dude. That's just a narrow-minded assumption. All right.
They were booing us.
Yeah, but they're ghosts. That's what ghosts do. That's their thing. Do you think it's the theremin? Well,
what?
That thing, theremin. We have so many ghosts out there. The invisible instrument that we did that last time. The one that you wave your hands around and makes that funny sound. Theremin.
That's what it's called?
Yeah. Theremin. It goes like woo, 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 or something like that. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but I bet it's why the ghosts love it. It makes like their noise or something. Right.
Alec continues to mimic the sound of a theremin as Pat paces in circles backstage.
Do you think we could run? Make a break for it in the opposite direction.
Why, man? They're just corpses. It's like bodies and shit and stuff, man. We can outrun them. Come on.
Exactly. Corpses. We can't play for corpses.
Hey, dude, that's uncool, man. That's like deadest, man.
Deadest? What the fuck does that even mean?
It means you're bigoted against corpses.
Christ's sake, Alec, I'm not a deadist. You can't be bigoted against corpses. They can't even think.
But that's classic deadist. That's what a deadist would say. All right? Maybe they're chill. I mean, beauty is only skin deep, right?
Some of them don't even have skin.
Dude. That's kind of hurtful, man. Maybe it's like a condition or something. Mm-hmm.
Condition?
Mm-hmm.
They're dead. That's their condition.
Wow. It's not like we can run. Remember The Walking Dead? The guy using the zombies as power? They already know we're here, and ditching them would be really uncool.
Being uncool is hardly the least of my worries.
Yeah, but are you even hearing them? They're like loud as shit, man. They're fans. Ha! All we got to do is get out there, play a few songs, and then bail. Nothing simpler. Yeah.
You can't be serious.
Dude. I love music, man. You love music. Oh my God, your fucking dog loves music, man. What's to say some folks who aren't, dead can't enjoy the same jams as well? Music is like soul, man. It's soul. Those bones and corpses and spirits and shit are out there for a reason. Like any of us, music is music. What's the word I'm looking for here? Transient. Yeah.
Transcendental?
Yeah, transcendental, whatever. Everyone loves music. That's what I'm getting at. Just let's get out there, give it our best, and then, well, we don't really have to take another gig until we see the crowd first. What do you say?
Deal. But if any of those bastards start climbing the stage, I'm going to start running.
Alec and Pat steady their guitars and push through the curtain. The sound of the crowd erupts loudly, and the two of them wave. Alec enthusiastically, Pat a little nervously. They approach the microphones, and Alec nods to Pat. Pat closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and raises his fist into the air.
Hello, Afterlife!
The musicians launch into a song as the crowd screams with excitement. End of play.
Okay, so hello Afterlife. Hello everybody out there online. If we can get Cassie up from Tag Your It, our first play in the second half. I think I do have a couple of questions coming through for you, Cassie. Oh, there she is. Great. Yes, I have a question from one of your other professors, Rick. He says he gets the feeling that the characters anchor themselves in memories of childhood. Are they still friends now in the present, or are they in isolation, remembering this past childhood when they were together? Did you get all that?
I did, yeah. I think so. Still friends? I think they might even be better friends now as kids than they were when they were adults.
Okay.
sorry, other way around. I think they're better friends now as adults. They look back on their childhood and they have a perspective where the pettiness isn't necessarily there, but they understand that they've gone through a lot together and that has shaped who they are, and that as much as they annoy each other, they love each other more than they annoy each other.
Okay. Yeah, because we came across this earlier with this play, like people were asking you, the actors asked, how old are these characters? And you were saying they're different ages in time. And for you as the writer, it wasn't a question of creating a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old or a 35-year-old. It was somehow we're looking at these characters and they're not in any particular time, but they're in all the time of their lives. Is that a fair assessment of where, because there's a timelessness about the presentation of the characters. So is this based on a sisterly relationship that you experienced or observed?
Yes, I grew up with a household full of sisters, and I'm a middle child myself, so I had the perspective of being both an older sister and a younger sister at the same time. So to me, that's what inspired it, of the unique relationship between sisters that I don't think you can have with anybody else.
And the uniqueness of the relationship, it's also the games are a big theme, and not just the one game. I mean, we get games of hide and seek, we get games of tag, but we also kind of get a competitive game that works its way into the play of spelling. And do you enjoy sort of layering things into your plays because of the timelines and the games? Is that sort of the fun and the theatricality for you?
Absolutely. I like the layers, and I think that the competitiveness of the game echoes the competitive relationship you can have between sisters, where I think in this example, Zoe looks at Kara and sees her as being put on a pedestal. She's perfect. She's got the perfect spelling record, and she's better than her, and she feels a competitive nature towards her. And yet Kara looks at Zoe and goes, gosh, she's perfect. She was here first. I'll never be as good as she is. And so both characters, coming from opposite perspectives, are really experiencing that same envy, but also admiration for each other at the same time. And I think that's reflected in the competitive nature of games.
Okay. So one last question. Is there any particular costume that you would see these girls wearing?
That's a really good question. I'd say just something simple. I'd see them in just simple, plain dresses, because I see it being a very simple staging, plain empty stage, and it really being about the two sisters and them playing off of each other.
Great. Thanks so much, Cassie. This has been a lovely sort of insight into how you were writing theatrically for this little play, and much appreciated. So we'll move on now. We have Shweta Korea in Melting the Icy Heart. Completely different atmosphere, completely different approach to the storytelling. So what I found interesting, we had a question about it. It comes at the beginning of your play and it's just dropped in slightly. I don't know if everybody caught it, but this was an arranged marriage, correct?
Yeah.
So did you feel, what do you feel you're saying about an arranged marriage? Because there seems to be this idea that marriage that's arranged is something you grow into, whereas we all also have this idea of a marriage can only begin if people absolutely fall in love right at the start. Are you exploring different kinds of marriage here and kind of questioning that idea that there's only one way to begin a marriage?
Actually, the culture where I come from is the concept of arranged marriage is quite common, but some are forced, but some do explore the dating aspect of it, and only if you feel like it will go forward in the future, and then you get married to that person. So Anika and Yash, there is this dynamic that they were sort of dating at first, and then Anika refuses to get married for other reasons. that Yash doesn't know. So yeah, I do like exploring this concept because it's quite fascinating. Like a lot of my family members have had arranged marriage, my parents included. So yeah.
So I'm not going to ask if you think that that's something you'd be faced with. I'll move on to another question that's coming up around, because that might get a little too, that might be another play.
Yeah, true.
when someone comes to you and says, okay, so how's it going to be? How are we going to do this? What is fascinating is you take a concept that many of us would think as old world and traditional and the culture of the place, and yet you combine it with this hospital scene where we have a heart transplant. Does that theme also fascinate you, this idea that her life is going to be extended by this incredible medical intervention? How did you come up with that idea? How did you sort of, what inspired you to bring these different themes together?
I was kind of going for a surprise ending. So yeah, there is a lot of this theme in Bollywood. I don't know how they find the matching donors at the perfect time there. So yeah, I was kind of exploring that theme. In real life, probably it won't work. But yeah, I wanted it to be a surprise ending where it doesn't follow the normal melodramatic path, but it goes into something different.
And it does tie together because the heart that is, revitalized becomes very much the theme. And there's a lovely tying together of all of these things, not just melting the icy heart, but strengthening the heart. Because, of course, without that transplant, she wouldn't live. And so all of those themes just come together in a nice little weave.
Yeah,
So,
there was also the thematic undertone to the heart.
yes, and thank you, Shweta. That's lovely, and yeah, I think we've got our questions there for you. Thank you. So we'll move on to our final play. Yeah, great. We'll move on to our final play of the evening, and this is Jonathan with Dead Crowd. So I do have a question for you, Jonathan. Comes right up. Where did you get this idea? Was this a COVID dream?
No, my friends and I were just like saying silly things back and forth, and I think someone had a presentation that they had to do for like their Zoom classes, and someone said like just like what are the crowds dead, and no one responds, and then someone else said like yeah, like imagine everyone in their Zoom square is a zombie, and I was like instantly like what if two musicians had to play it for because originally I wrote zombies in the first part of the script, and I just wanted to expand it to all the dead so I could make the theremin joke or things like that.
Yeah, and lovely touch with the theremin instrument there. This whole idea. If we were doing a soundtrack, it would be fabulous to get the theremin in there. Here's a thought that I got a question that came up. As the play progressed, this person thought that maybe the two musicians were going to discover that they too were dead. Did that thought occur to you, or is that something you're playing with at all?
No, the entire play was just based around that really crappy joke. And I didn't have any plans for Pat or Alec. They were just two like straight men, as close as you get in this sort of situation, that have to deal with an extraordinary circumstance. And I wanted to basically play their personalities off each other as musicians. They're very human, very alive, and they like their work, but they are just faced with a big problem.
So I'm going to ask you one last question because, of course, we began the evening with a play that dealt with musicians, Lola Goes Mainstream, and we ended the evening with a play about musicians. So do you play yourself,
Nope.
Jonathan?
I do not play any music. I was raised in a very sort of musical household. Like there was always music around me.
Okay.
It's an ambulatory recorder you have to do for middle school.
Great. Is Grateful Dead one of your favorite musicians?
It's one of my dad's favorite bands, and he was the one who gave me the suggestion because I was like, I'm writing a play about music. What do you got? And he's like, Grateful Dead. I'm like, perfect.
Okay.
So,
And it was.
big kudos.
Great suggestion. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. So that concludes our evening. And before I turn things over to Hannah, I just want to thank everyone involved. And I mentioned in my opening speech that we were just wonderfully assisted by the broadcasting students and at Algonquin College as they've helped us through this evening. I know they've been picking up on a lot of things and watching things come and go, and it's been a wonderful challenge, and I just want to thank them for sticking with everything and coming through and helping us in this first HotHouse. And to all the playwrights and the actors, thank you again for this online adventure. It has been wonderful, and we're so glad we were able to find a way to bring you our HotHouse scripts. So now I'll invite Hannah on to say goodnight. Hannah Gibson-Fraser, our HotHouse artistic director.
So thank you everyone so much. Before I forget anything, I would like to let you all know we do have 2 more HotHouse events coming up. One of them being on March 9th. And I believe we've got some beautiful promos there. And there we go. So yes, the next HotHouse Monday, March 15th at 7 p.m. Thank you for correcting my time there. And then Monday, March 29th at 7 p.m. as well. And on the same platform. So with that, again, I want to thank all of the writers for being open and willing to allow me to work with their scripts and to ask them questions. To all of my actors, my lovely performers this evening, you went above and beyond the call of duty in these very interesting times, and I look forward to an opportunity of putting this back on stage. So thank you, Vincent, Chantel, Xander, Rosalia, sorry, and Doria, and to all of the technical crew, you've been fantastic. To Terry Loretto for allowing me to do this, and to Lori for being my team. This has been a wonderful journey, and we'll see you next time.
This is a presentation of Algonquin College Broadcasting.